Hi, welcome to the nonfiction division of First Editing. I know you're looking for a professional editor or proofreader, and you've come to the right place. So, why do you need professional editing? Why do this instead of just doing it yourself? Well, your reputation as an authority. You really can't risk jeopardizing that. And your writing influences your audience, your agents, and all of your colleagues. So, make sure that you're giving the best presentation. And how do you achieve that? Well, you get a neutral, unbiased professional to analyze and critique your writing. When do you need to do this editing? Well, anytime you're sharing or publishing ebooks, manuscripts, courses, press releases, blogs, case studies, white papers, etc., I really think that it's worth your time and energy to outsource that to get a professional to make sure it represents you in the best way possible. How do you find a good nonfiction editor? Well, they should be an expert in your genre and familiar with your audiences and your goals as a writer. Quite often, what is your purpose with what you're writing? How is it going to be displayed? How do you want your audience, your readers, to engage in this, and what do you want them to do? Should they take action? What will they do with the information that you're sharing? So to find out if you have found the right editor for you, I recommend that you get a free editing sample. They will take a look at your document and make sure that they can give you feedback on what you need and what you want, and basically where you are in the editing process. You'll find out from them by reading their embedded comments and all of their recommendations if you're a good match. And that's very important because this is an outsourcing process that you want to make sure you get the best return on your investment. There are 4 levels of editing. There's copy editing, line editing, content editing, and actually there's one in between called executive content editing, and then developmental editing with a vetted book coach. We want to make sure that you understand that. Copy editing, quite frequently used incorrectly as general editing. Copy editing is the final edit before you go into formatting. That means you have absolutely no more intentions to make further revisions, no major changes. You're just making sure it's good, it's final, it's polished, and it's good to go so you can go into formatting. That's a copy edit. Line editing, that's the one that's most recommended by agents and publishers and any of your beta readers out there. This is the minimum level, basically before submitting to any organizers, events, publishing houses, self-publishing, agents, wherever you're going to do this. Make sure that you have a line edit to ensure that it's all done right. They're going to look at your grammar, spelling, punctuation, but they're also looking at your style, your presentation. They're going line by line to make sure it reads cohesively, coherently, and you have the best representation. Now, content editing is where we're looking at what are you trying to convey to your audience and readers. It's when you get help with your manuscript that has extensive issues with grammar, punctuation, clarity, comprehension, whatever that may be, working on your structure and your purpose as a writer. And this is where we really help to make sure it's all consistent and it flows well. Now, your editor may also recommend executive content editing. This is when you need extra help with your writing. And what the great part about this is that we'll actually make corrections for you. So it's a done for you service, all inclusive, that allows up to 20% of rewrites. It's not ghostwriting, but basically if we find that there are areas that need to be rewritten and it's at a structural sentence level, we'll do that for you to make sure it goes through quite quickly. So it's really intense on the grammar, spelling, punctuation, and more. Developmental editing, that's the one that everybody seems to want. And if you're asking yourself, is this any good? Do you like it? And you're at that upper high level stage where you just finished your outline or your first draft, then you want to go ahead and get a developmental edit by a vetted book coach, because they're the ones who will look at your document to make sure that the purpose is fulfilled, you're making the promises to your audience that you know what your goal is, how it's organized, the structure, etc. And they're really going to tear it apart. They're not going to be looking at small bits of grammar, spelling, punctuation, such as a comma here, an apostrophe there, or a dangling participle. They're going to be looking at your ideas, your concept, and making sure that you present it well and you support it well, because you are the authority as a nonfiction writer. So what makes that editor great? Well, a vetted book coach here at First Editing is going to provide you with 20 key elements of the nonfiction manuscript. They're going to make sure that you haven't overlooked anything. They're also going to carry on with 10 essential sections, making sure that you have fulfilled all the promises and all the necessary areas so that you've prepped your readers in the right way, in the right fashion, and nothing is overlooked. And of course, this is all presented as embedded notes and recommendations within your manuscript, along with a professional summary letter by your book coach. So you receive somebody who's professionally trained, they're experienced in your genre, they have publishing experience, and this all comes with a satisfaction guarantee from First Editing that protects you from any freelancer frustrations. Our effort and our job here is to save you time, energy, and money, because this can be wasted on any online service directory when you're searching for the right editor. We've been doing this for years and years and years. So get some valuable feedback from us. Get a fresh perspective. I encourage you to send in your document as a free sample. You write it, we'll perfect it for you. We can do it for you. And again, that free sample will provide you with a sample, critique, and a firm price quote. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We love to talk to you on the phone, email, or chat. Thanks for visiting.